Hello and welcome to another episode of Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Lord Stan and I will be your host for this video. First of all, I want to apologize for the delay in this video. Unfortunately, I had a lot of chaos at work. For those of you who do not know, I am an IT technician and I had some issues with QuickBooks updates. Those of you who have ever worked with QuickBooks, it is a pain in the rear. It is not the funnest program to be working with. Basically, what's happened is I would do the updates and then it would just break, basically. And so I had to go through and fix a lot of things, basically fixing QuickBooks' own program for them, so it can function. That wasn't a fun experience, considering I had to do that over 63 different computers. So, anyway, now that that chaos is over, we can now get back to our hopefully once weekly video. So, as we had left off, we are in the process of getting our yellow science up and running. We had completed our diamond manufacturing, and we had got all of the organic crystals set up. So our next step is to, besides getting the research obviously, is to get, wrong button, this one, is to get our titanium crystals. To get that we need actual titanium ingots. And for that we need the titanium raw ore. Now, we don't have the raw ore on this planet. We have some that we've gotten from picking up stones and whatnot, but that's a rare resource. As you can see, I've only gotten, since the beginning of this playthrough, we've got exactly 58 raw ore. And we're going to need significantly more of it. So, to do that, we need to leave the planet. So in this case, we are actually going to go to, where is it? Is it this one? Yes, this one. The one that does not quite have 100% construction area. This is where we're going to go. We're going to go here to Lota Sagate 3? If that's how that's pronounced. This planet, basically. That's kind of all we need to know. It's this planet. As you can see, we're going to have, that's mainly titanium ore that we're going to get here. We've got quite a bit of other resources, not so much in the regards of copper or coal for that matter. Stone, while that's neat, it's not really the greatest. Of course, there's a little bit of water, very little water. Our biggest problem is going to be power. Power is not going to be really available at all on this planet. So, our first step is we're going to get a few things taken care of. So, our first thing is we need to get, where is it? The research. Our goal under the technologies tab, if I can find it, is to get to this research right here. We have a little bit that is in the process of that, of us being able to get there. We need this one and this one, which involves yellow. So we're definitely going to need yellow. So the first thing's going to be is we're going to get our little robots logistics system, because that's going to allow us to move resources much easier than doing it by belts. You can still do it by belts, but that can get cluttered very quickly. I preferred the robots carrying things around if at all possible. So we're going to take a look at that. So we get that, and then of course our last research will be the interstellar logistics, which will then allow us to actually send things from planet to planet and solar system to solar system rather than just across the current planet. Which, I mean, we can do, but that's not that huge of a deal. Anyway, back to what we're doing. So we need to leave the planet. So first things first is we need to actually prepare to do so. So the first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to find our mall. It's right here. I'm staring right at it. Jeez. Find our mall, and we're going to figure out what we all need to get up there. Now, I like to do one thing. I like to do most, if not all, of my processing of raw ores on one planet. So what I'll end up doing is I'll go up there and get the raw ore and then bring it back to this planet. So in this case, all I'm going to need are possibly some splitters, some storage, which we have. We'll have plenty there. Ore storage, miners. Do we have miners? We have miners. Obviously the inserters. We've got plenty of those for now. We've got some power. We might grab some more power in regards to that. We're going to start off with the wind power, just because there's not really much else we can do in regards to that. We're going to dump some of the stuff we don't need because we want to maximize our trip as much as possible. So we want to have as many free inventory slots as possible. So we're going to dump the research centers back in there because we don't need them. Same with the smelters. We'll pick those back up when we come back. The processor or the assemblers. We want the power towers. We want the belts. Actually, we want more belts. We want to make sure that we are going to be set on belts. We already know that we have 90% of the capacity, so we don't need any of the platforms, so we're just going to put them away for now. We're going to actually limit that to that first stack so we have room to actually put things away when we need to. Eventually we'll have the robots feeding us everything, and then we don't have to worry about that, which is helpful. Well, to a point. Anyway, let's take a look here. A lot of the stuff that we have here is raw ore. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and just pick up another crate of these, and we're just going to put a storage right here, and we're just going to dump everything that we don't need in here. We don't need those. These allow you to monitor how many products are going through a line at any given time per second. I personally find them useless. It's nifty to know, don't get me wrong, it's neat to know, but it's not necessary to know. It's not that it can come in helpful if you're trying to min-max your playthrough, but if you're just doing a casual playthrough, it's not needed. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get better power. So for a temporary solution, I should have kept Some of those we're going to grab one here. And for convenience sake, we're going to just place it down here, and we're going to give it the recipe of this. We're going to build a few things, but in this particular case, what I'm trying to do is get pieces for fuel. So, if you've done the research, which we have, you'll be able to make the hydrogen fuel rods, which cost hydrogen and the titanium ingot. And this is what we're going to build. You get, for every 10 and 1, you get 2 back. So that's what we're going to build real quick. It's just extra power just to make sure that we can get to the planet, because the worst thing you can do is get stranded in space. Trust me, that's not the funnest of situations to be in. Usually you then have to just head to the nearest planet if you can. You don't ever lose power completely in this game. I guess I should point out. You don't lose power completely. You just... That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Couldn't pick them up for whatever reason, and we want to craft. First things first, we want to pick up some more hydrogen. So, as I was saying, it's not the worst thing in the world to need that. Okay, we don't have any hydrogen. It's being used. Okay, well this should be plenty of... Those 5 should be plenty of power. So we'll just build those real quick, and... Which gives us 10, yeah, that's plenty of power, including all of this that we have. There's a power. So, it's not the worst thing in the world. You won't ever lose power completely. You'll still be able to move. It will just be very, very slow. You'll still accelerate. You will eventually build up speed, but then you have to really nail the planet, because you're not slowing down. So as soon as the next update for the actual combat system comes out, which who knows when that's actually coming out, I think it's supposed to be December, if I remember correctly. I believe it said, which is next month. Who knows? We'll see how this goes. We'll see how far we get before that update comes out. And who knows? It may just be a DLC that you have to purchase, in which case then we can finish our playthrough and do that. But that's speculation. Let's get away from the speculation. So, now that we have that built, we need to get our titanium. So, double space to get up
you can control
into
the
space.
go to different planets or planetary systems by
And
following
we're
the arrows
going
in the space
to...
navigation. Hold down the shift key to accelerate, back arrow key to slow down. You can also use the Q, R keys to hold down the right mouse button, dragging to sideward flight.
There we are. So, and then, of course, we want to hold the shift key because we want to get going as quickly as possible. Otherwise, it's going to take us forever to get there. You don't ever want to use all of your power, depending on what type of power source you're using, because, well, then you have no brakes. Let's put it that way. This can be a very slow process. As you do the upgrades in your personal upgrades to your vehicle, your fly mode will go faster and faster. So that's definitely something to research if you can, but it's not necessarily important if you have other things that you need to do. Other than that, you just want to use your W key and the well, I use the mouse. Some people prefer the A and D keys and the Q key to navigate where you're going. I find it's a lot easier with the mouse, personally. Though, for those of you who use those mice with the thumb mice, that might be a lot more difficult than just using the WASD keys if you're in the US. I gotta remember there's different keyboard layouts for different countries. Alrighty, so we're almost, and you see that's how you turn with the A and D keys. It's not the most convenient of ways. I like the fine tune of the mouse. Worst case scenario, we have to mine some of the coal to get on here. Speaking of coal, there is an achievement if you make it to the next planet using only coal as your resource for power. And we'll just smack into the planet. There is a way to get down gently. But I'm too impatient to actually do that. Alrighty, so first things first, we need titanium ore. Nice thing is this planet is pretty much completely frozen over, which means we don't have to place down anything to put these in place, which is helpful. Alrighty, so first things first, we want as many of these as we can. The more we have, the faster it will mine. Alrighty, and then we want, of course, to bring this over and up, and we're just going to bring it to here. Alrighty. So, normally what I would do in these playthroughs is every time I visit a planet, I would just go through and set up the mining of everything. Obviously, we're beginning out. At the beginning, we don't really have the luxury to do that, mainly because we don't have the carrying capacity, one, and well, that's pretty much it. So we don't really have the carrying capacity to carry everything that we may need, and we don't have the interplanetary or system logistics to be able to call things to us to supply us with everything we need. So until we can get that set up, we are stuck. So first things first, we need to get power down. So no, let's build power in a proper place. Where is, let's get down here, map, and of course north. There's north. Okay. We're going to go towards the South Pole, which is this way. And we want to get power up and going. Probably here. And we'll start at this line here and we'll just drag power out.
When being outside of building range, you can hold down the shift key and use the right mouse button to click on the open space to control the mecha to move.
Alrighty, now that we've got that, we're going to drag this power down to where we need it. And this is a temporary solution. When we get better power options, we will definitely get those in place. We'll set one there, and then of course we will put one there, one there, and one here. And that's everything that's got power. So we'll do that, and then while we're here, we will head over here to this silicon vein and grab it as well. And we will get the miners. And we will get these set up as we are wont to do, because we want to rid the system of resources so no one else can get them. Just us. Ha ha ha. Okay, now that my little evil moment's over. Bring that here. Same here. Bring that there. And then this can just come here. Go to that. And then from here out a little bit. Bits and pieces. And of course we'll get power up and going. Get the storage crate up. And then of course the connectors to that. And then run power because I didn't bring enough power poles. We'll just run this over. It's a good thing I had a redundant system, which adds a bit more power, which that's okay, that works in our favor. To an extent, obviously. And there we go. So now we've got silicon. Obviously we don't need the silicon much right now, so we'll let that build. And what we'll do is we are going to grab, well, basically everything that we can possibly carry. which means we're going to be sitting here for a minute to pull. Let's see, there's a way I can make this faster. There's definitely a way I can make this faster. I need to adjust this power. Set it out one so I can do this. We'll just have it do a full-on circle and just input from everything. Of course, only the first two are going to get anything, but that doesn't really matter. It was a thought. It doesn't work, but well, it doesn't work the way I would think it would work, and that's probably mostly because of the speed of the belts that we currently have running. If we had faster belt speeds, that would be most likely a very different story. But we're just gonna grab everything that's in there. That definitely filled up faster. Or no, that's the total that we have, never mind. Just grab all the silicon too while we're at it. I've got a couple different things to do here. So this is an ice planet, which means that there's fire ice on this one. Well, not necessarily. Just because it's an ice planet doesn't mean it's got fire ice. I mean, it could be a fire planet and still have fire ice. No, this one has fire ice on it, if we remember correctly. Yes, fire ice. Fire ice is immensely important. We won't be using it now, but we'll eventually come back and we will exploit that resource as hard as possible. Because with fire ice, the alternate here, yeah, with fire ice, we can make graphene and hydrogen. The hydrogen is not really what we're after, though that will become important fairly quickly, but it's the graphene. Graphene is a very slow recipe. Making graphene normally, yes, it only takes 3 seconds, but it takes 3 of these energetic graphites to make just 1 graphene. And that is obnoxious in my opinion. So fire ice is definitely important. Now, if you get the fire ice, if you don't mine there is an achievement if you don't mine the fire ice on the planets or any of the rare resources. So that's the, what resources are those? That's the fire ice. In this case, there's a couple other ones as well. The downside is that if you don't mine those, you don't get the max amount of, or you don't get the highest tier research for a lot of the different things. Why do I keep hitting the wrong button? Here we are. Alrighty, so we've grabbed everything that we can. We now have a full inventory, so we're going to look at getting back home. And I'm going to do what I didn't do the last time and show you an easy way to identify where stuff is rather than trying to just hunt it down in space. You can do, if I can, there, no, stop it. Let me do this. Go, no. Stop it. Sure. View. Okay. There we go. Now we can get into where we're wanting. So if you click on the and click the indicator icon here in the star map mode, which is V as the shortcut, you can have a line that goes directly to Icarus here. So let's we're out of fuel. We can grab a few more things then. Let's grab more silicon because we're going to want that to get better power options up and going. So alrighty, so let's get up and going here. Hold the shift to get some speed, and then yeah, that blue arrow right there will point you directly at where you need to go. And that just takes care of that. So, now for the other slow cruise. That's another thing. You'll notice because Dyson Sphere program's built proper in comparison to other games that I've played. For example, Space Engineers. A lot of it is just how it's played, whereas Space Engineers is more like when you land on planets. The planets themselves don't rotate around the sun. The sun rotates around everything else. So pretty sure it's down to processing power to keep the game requirements low, to having just the one item circling like that. But the in this one, the planets actually rotate around the sun proper, in the proper way it's supposed to happen. Now, by doing so, there are going to be times where you'll take off from a planet to go to the next one, and you're going to be significantly closer to that planet. And other times you're going to be absolutely the farthest away from anything. And so that you need to keep in mind, because that's going to affect your fuel and your fuel chamber here. Now, after a certain point in the game, that doesn't matter, because you've got such a huge bonus on your, as you can see, the fuel chamber gen is plus 50% on the energetic graphite, which means that you have the base. If I understand this correctly, it means the base amount of energy, which I believe is somewhere around 3.25 or something like that megajoules that it would normally burn, we get a 50% increase in the fuel chamber, which brings it to 6.75. So the 3.25 is just kind of a roundish number, because I don't know what would be half of 75. So, uh-oh. I have to do this the other way because I don't oh, there we go. Okay, mouse is back on. I don't remember what the key for that is. There's a key to turn off the mouse access and to turn it back on, and I've completely forgotten what that is. Alrighty. And then there's achievement if you hit a deep body of water doing this. I have no idea if I've gotten it yet or not. Nope, I didn't hit the water, so it doesn't matter. Alrighty, so let's get back to our stuff, and we will finish building, if I can find our stuff. Where's our stuff? The stuff has been lost. Map mode. It is, there's the pole. it is clear down here by the South Pole. I am on the other side of the planet. Just about. Go. Ah, see, there's our power generation, which we'll be able to upgrade to better power later. So we need to get over here to where we were building our yellow science. Alrighty, so now that we have our piece, we're going to, I guess I forgot to do this in the last episode. We're going to put it in a storage unit for this. We didn't put it close enough. I mean, it was close enough. We can have it closer. And then we want, of course, 3 in. And then three out. And just because we don't currently have one, we'll just put power right here, because we don't have any poles to move power over. Get that started real quick so that can at least stockpile. Now, we need to get a few things up and going. First things first, we need to put away a few things. I need to sort this so I can see it easier. Okay, so there's 2 different ways to sort your inventory. You can obviously click the button right here, and you should be able to control click while you're not looking at something at your inventory. And yeah, so if your stuff's mixed up, you can control click a blank spot. It specifically has to be a blank spot to sort the inventory. Otherwise, especially if you're, as you saw earlier, as I was in this item. No, not this item. I was in the store, the cargo bay here. If you control click here, it's going to dump everything of that item into the base, or into the container, which isn't helpful. And that one, we're going to just dump the 2 in there. We don't need those anymore. Just finished clearing up my inventory that I didn't do while we were on planet to begin with, and so we could have grabbed a lot more resources, but that is what it is. We didn't need any of those. I think that is everything. So we need to pick up. We need these. We need those. We'll just grab everything. I'm gonna pick up another set of those because we're gonna need them most likely, and probably refill our those. So we should have plenty. Keywords being should be, or should have, or is it keyword? Something like that. Okay, so remind me of the recipe. Is 1 of those and 3 of those. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do our tried formula here of, where is here? We're going to come up here and leave that central area to be our actual processing. So what we're we're going to do is we're going to leave a spot open for us to dump resources in, and we're going to bring this out. And we're going to do 6 on each side of it, like just like that. And then of course we'll have the long center. And then our exports. And we're going to have it come down. Actually, we're gonna clip it in here tight, like nice and tidy, tight. I don't know why I said that, but I did. Let's go from there. So this is going to be out, and then we're going to have one in, not that way, one in, and then of course one out, and one out, and we'll do a little tidying up here. And then of course we'll do a little tidying up here at the end because we won't need that end piece. Alrighty. Now, we'll just set the recipes for both of these, and we're going to put down blueprints. Just like that. That makes building so much easier. You have no idea. Well, you might if you play this game. If you don't play this game, you don't really have an idea, and you should get it and try it out. So we're going to dump all of that in there. We need power. I forgot power. Okay, so we're going to put power here, 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 and here, and that should cover everything. And then we're going to take a blueprint, just because we can, and we're going to copy this, use now, over here, to do the exact same thing, only we're going to change the recipe. Change the recipe from silicon, or from titanium to silicon, and then we just want to this will allow us to then, the silicon we want to actually stockpile because we don't really have a use for it yet. We brought it over because, well, it's useful and we need it. That's really what it boils down to. It's useful and we need it. Those are powered, so voila, and then we'll just dump the silicon in there and it will do its thing. So now that we have this, we will of course have a stockpile of any extra ores here, further out here, and then we'll have a line coming in here. And so what this will do is it will pull 3 in, and then of course dump 3 out. Alrighty. So, we've got everything that we need. Well, no, we don't. We need to go back to the mall because I forgot the science facilities. And you're probably, a lot of you are probably screaming in the comments. If you bothered to actually post in the comments. I don't know who you are. You know who you are, though. Some of you have posted, other of you have not. Which, I mean, means two things. Either I'm doing a very good job at what I'm doing, or I'm not, and nobody cares. It could go either way. It could go either way. But let's science right here. Jeez. Alrighty, so how we can do this in yeah, like that. And then of course we're gonna put them up all the way. No, we're not. No, we're not. We don't need that many. It won't even feed that many. We'll do 3 on each one. That should be plenty. We'll add more if we need to. The nice thing is it's very easily expanded. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring these here and over to here, and then these are going to come up and over to here. And then we want this recipe here, and we're going to copy it and paste it along the way. We want in, I should have put these down beforehand, but I didn't think about it, and so now I've got to do it by hand. Which will happen a lot. In any playthrough I do, actually. What in the world did this go to? Oh, that's water going in. How did that get erased? I might have done it, in all honesty. I don't know how I did it, but I might have done it when I erased something. That would explain why things weren't working properly. Explains a lot. Alrighty, now we have this here coming this direction, and we're going to bring it over here, and we'll put the storage unit here. And we'll get these, we'll go ahead and just oh, I'm dumb. I'm completely dumb. I skipped a step, which people were probably also screaming at me in the comments. We need to make the titanium crystal. That's what makes those both. That's what I'm doing wrong. Yeah. This was... this was kind of useless on my part. Yeah, we'll just dump that in there. We'll leave that for there because we have a different problem here. We're going to build a small little piece here, and if I remember correctly, these are made in the assembler, which we didn't grab any of. So there's all kinds of mistakes being made in this episode. That's okay. It's what this game ends up being, is a lot of back and forth sometimes. So we want all of those, just all of them. And we'll come over here. And what we'll do is we're going to have one long line of assemblers. Yeah, to here. So, and then we will trim that back a little bit. We'll have this line just come all the way out to here, and then this one will actually trim back a little bit as well, and we'll have this one come here and then come all the way over to here. There we go. We're going to set this recipe up proper for those, and then we're going to inserters, one in, and then this line out. I'm gonna have that go to here. And then, yes, one out, like that. Right. And then we're going to just copy this. There we go. Hit it one too many times. Oofta. Just copy it to there and take that out one more. And then just copy the one. Just like that. Oh, these don't have power, do they? No? They've got power. Kind of. We're gonna add power just to make sure they've got power. Oh, no, they don't have power. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. One of the icons I had wasn't on. Whatever. So, yeah, don't be like me and forget the power. That will cause problems. Lots of problems. It'll cause all the problems. Okay, so we could have still used this line. I deleted it when I didn't need to delete it. Oh well. We'll just put it back. Do the same thing with power. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. Alrighty, so what we're going to have is we're going to have this. This is... I'm going to have this do a little bit of fancy. And I forgot to turn my phone off. Sorry about that. Have that taken care of now. We're gonna have this come out. Come up, come over, down, and across this way. Like so. And there's a reason I'm doing it that way. Because now we can put in... Can it go right there? No, I didn't make it wide enough. I didn't think I did, but I thought I'd give it a shot anyway. We're going to put this right here. And then we're going to put in the lines here, here, and there. And then put in another line there like that, and have that come out here. So we have a stockpile there. And since we're here, we'll create the stockpile here. And then of course the line coming out this way, and that will connect there, and then of course the items coming out. Okay, so now that that's set up, now for the harder part. I'm after the diamonds. Where were the diamonds at? They're down here. Okay. We need to bring the diamonds up here. Am I going to sneeze or am I not? Pick one, not both. What we're going to do is we're going to attempt to thread the needle a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise it up, go to here, come across to here, and then come back down on this side, just like that. Do a little bit of spaghetti, kinda. As I said, we'll get a proper set of all this done properly at a later date. So we want in. Now that we have the right ingredients going in, we will have the proper research being made. And then of course, out. Nice thing is once that's set, it doesn't matter how many you put on there, it's going to automatically copy the recipe up to everything. So there we go, we have enough for all 6 of them to be running. So now all we gotta do is run this line to our main science center. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to come across red here. And deposit in to each of them. Just like that. And then we'll build a proper science facility before purple science becomes a thing. We'll get this all cleaned up and we'll get a proper piece going. But there is yellow science, and we're actually making yellow science at a fairly decent clip, which is surprising considering I did not min max these at all. So the fact that it's producing, well, a lot of it's probably because I did stockpiles, didn't I? That actually may be entirely why it is functioning the way it is because I just kind of put things down and then I put stockpiles. That would make sense. So there was a few things I did notice that we can look at trying to fix here. I noticed that we weren't producing all of the things. Or are we, and it just didn't look like we were earlier. Okay, we are. It just looked like we weren't earlier. Okay, so... Okay, I'm glad it was just me being overly... No, these aren't producing at all. Why aren't these producing? What is missing? What's missing in this equation? This one's missing in this equation. What is that? Glass. Oh, we just didn't bring the glass down? I guess, or it got deleted? Something happened. Something happened, the glass wasn't there. Not sure what happened, but something happened. It's there now. Now it is producing. That is so odd. Whatever. It is what it is. I can't wait till we start using these towers in a more frequent basis. That's the word I'm looking for. On a more frequent basis, because when we use this, we can, well, yes, it allows us to recharge within the small circular vicinity of it, but their range is ridiculous. Like, it's almost twice the distance, if not thrice the distance, of a normal Tesla tower. So if you were to put these down side by side, you'd have one Tesla tower and one of the wireless power towers, and it will. Whereas the other Tesla tower, you'd have to put like about right where this wind turbine is, roughly. The wireless power tower, you would set here, and then the next one would go down like way over here. So it makes covering the planet in regards to the power a lot easier and faster than trying to do it with just normal Tesla towers. The Tesla towers, there's just too much to try to be putting down like that at any given point in time. So now that that's set up and ready to go, don't think we have been on for that long. We might try to do something with our silicon real quick. Now that we've checked things and now everything is working the way it should be working. Silicon's up here. So, to get our silicon up and going, what do we need? Well, our silicon is up and going. But now what else do we need? We need sanity is what we need, but we don't need deuterium yet, so that's not something we need to look into. Where is the thing that I'm trying? Buildings, that's what I'm looking for. Solar panels. Solar panels need copper, silicon, and circuit boards. Silicon and circuit boards. Okay, so first things first, we are going to not build the thing I'm thinking of because we have not researched it yet. Where is that? Yes, we have. Yes, we have researched it. No, we haven't. Yes, we have. No. No, it's not showing up. Why isn't it showing up? Pretty sure we had the research queued. Now we've got to go look. It was that one. No, we did not. We're going to stop those because we need that first, and then this, then this, then this. That's going to come in useful when we do everything else, and then now we can research all the other red things that aren't necessary or not needed. And then we'll do the fracking, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, we want those first, so we're not going to be able to do that. I will do the research in probably off camera, and we will go from there. So we've got a lot of research pieces to go through. Do that in your other time. In the meantime, build up your base, build up your supply, make a couple trips back between the two planets to get your silicon and your titanium up and going. Other than that, as you can see, we went through the whole stack fairly quickly. It should be a full stack really much by the time you get there. Obviously, take some of your titanium if you can. If you'd like to, obviously you don't have to, but take some of your titanium and convert it into with hydrogen into the hydrogen fuel rods if you can. Obviously, it's not terribly important. You don't have to do that, but it is the best fuel, and you'll be using the hydrogen fuel rods for some time before you get to the next level. And they're just the better option because it's a plus 200% in your fuel chamber in regards to fuel. So just one of those is immensely helpful, and that's the fuel we'll be switching to here shortly, and we won't have to worry too much about flying from planet to planet as much at that point. So, alrighty, my name's Lord Stan, and this is Dyson Sphere Program, and this is the end of our episode for the Yellow Science. As always, please like and subscribe if you'd like to support the video. If you have a idea if something could be better, or you would like to see something that maybe a small change, or even if you have just a game that you would like me to see me play at some point in the future, you can definitely post that and let me know, and we can definitely get that into the queue. So, I will see you in the next episode.